Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of Unscripted and Unchained RPG Review. I am DM Bloodworth, and as you can see by the graphics, today I'm going to be taking a look at Josh Palmer's The Blackest Space. So this is a interstellar survival sci-fi role-playing game. It's put out by Bloat Games, and I just literally opened up the package, and due to all the concerns with deliveries and such, as far as potentially contacting coronavirus, I did the unboxing out in the garage, with gloves on, and but I'm assuming that the book itself is is fine. So I haven't taken a look at this. I've had the PDF, but I really wanted to have the book in hand. And before I even took a real look at the game, so you are going to see a true first preview, not so much a review, but a preview of this game book that I just received in the mail about 10 minutes ago. So first things first, excuse me. So here is the book, and I was really quite surprised at the overall size of this thing. I was really expecting a more of a splat book, something about half the size of this, but this is a pretty large book, and that really took me by surprise. So it is 260 pages, including the back page, which is the character sheet, which is something I really like when companies do this, is that they put the character sheet on the back. That way you could just plop it down on your copier and make a real quick copy of it. And, very, very useful, rather than putting it inside where you have to really mess around with the binding and such. So let's start taking a look at this. Now I'm playing around with different setups as far as my screen is concerned. And, in response to what some other, some comments have said, was that just wants it to be a little bit more dynamic. So if I'm going through, the pages page by page, instead of just reading off text to you when I have the physical copy, just like to have a little bit more visuals going on here. So, so here's the books, and we're going to get started right into it. And you can see the artwork is really phenomenal. And that's pretty much across the board with Bloat Games. I really enjoy their stuff, and it's not just the quality of the game system. It's the quality of the artwork, and then just the physical quality of the books that you're getting. So so here we go, and we go. So it's created by Josh Palmer. It was written by Josh Palmer, edited by Josh Palmer. The layout is by Eric Bloat, and the art is by the cover art is by Dean Spencer. And once again, I mean, the art quality, of Bloat Games in general is really top notch. And then additional interior art, Anthony Cornier, Bradley McDivitt, Del Tregelar, Jess Shields, Luca Olestri, Maciej Zargula, and Rick Hershey. All right, so Magjek. I have a hard time with Slavic names. I believe that is. So anyway. So table of contents, again, interior art, really, really good. Now this uses the Blackest of Deaths system, and so it is a very, very easy system to deal with. So here you have rules versus rulings. The core mechanics: you're rolling a d20 and a d6 simultaneously. All right. When you attack, make a save or make a skill check, you're rolling the 2. If you meet or beat the target difficulty, you have made a success. However, on the D6 modifies, so a 2 through 5 means nothing. A 1 means that even if you've made a success, you have a hindrance, and if you failed your roll, but you rolled a 6, that means that even though you failed your roll, you still have a benefit. And so the hindrance and benefit system, and I've done this and gone over this many, many times with a lot of Bloat games, and so it's a common feature throughout. It's one of the things I like most about his system is that you can take from one and bring to the other. So you can take characters and bring them to the various systems, and they will work out just fine. There's also advantage and disadvantage. So if you're rolling with advantage, you're rolling 2d20s and 2d6s, and then taking the better of the two scores, and vice versa. Disadvantage, you're rolling 2d6s and 2d20s, but you're taking the lowest of the two results. All right. Attributes, you're rolling 66, setting any ones aside. A 6 means that your attribute is a 3. A 4 or 5, your attribute is a 2. A 2 or 3, your attribute is a 1. All right. And so that's basically how you roll. A 1 is set aside. So your characters are going to have attribute scores of either a 1, 2, or 3 based on your rolls. Okay. There's luck, there's hit points, there's death, there's saving throws, turns and leveling up, armor points, movement, evade. So all of your basic mechanics of an RPG. All right, the vacuum of space and the dangers of environment. Like I said, this is my very first time going through this. So there's obviously a radiation mechanic involved here. Races of the Milky Way. So here are our various races. Classes. So you have bounty hunters, captains, communication commanders, Ebontier Endbringers, Ebontier Necro Judges, Emerald Champions, Medical Officers, Metaphysic. That's not Metaphysic. Meta-Psych. A pilot, a pirate, a science officer, security director, a shock marine, a smuggler, and a technician. I am going to lean towards either pirate or smuggler. Those are my two favorite character roles to play in just about anything where they're available. So we go through the various races. And we will focus on their... So I'm assuming this is the RP. Asalos. I mean, incredible stuff. Love it. The Simirs or Simirs. Nargfangs. Kind of like cat people. Gronslags. Very mineral-like, or rock people. Harkfey. Some kind of space elf, possibly. I'll make sure I show you the pictures here. Lunarians. Mire Whips. I mean, imagine playing that. This is your character. Kind of even more strange. A Kufer. A Zigak. So the classes, you have a bounty hunter. And once again, very simple system. Class bonuses +1 to dexterity, +1 to intelligence. Bounty hunter must have a positive intelligence score. So it must have at least a +1 to it. weapon and armor restrictions. It goes to tracking and gathering information, tech savvy, and a skilled trapper. So these are their various skills. Captain, each one of these character classes generally only takes about 1 page to describe everything that they do. Although in this case, Captain appears to go to 2 pages long. A communications commander, and so on. So they have linguistics, lie detection, and in the know. What is an endbringer? An Ebontier endbringer. Fade to black. They're able to do some mental training, but nowhere near as much as an emerald enemies. They can see in the dark, have limited telekinesis, harvester of sorrow, are immune to fear and exude an aura of fear. All right, battery, main focus of an amateur training is fighting. They are vicious warriors that have no mercy. They have a +2 to melee attacks, and so on. Wow, they take quite a bit to explain them. A necro judge. All right, and here's a picture. Looks kind of like a monk. So an emerald champion. Medical officer. A metapsych. So here's some of their skills, like ripping headaches, forgotten in space, access to mental power that was once a common ability of many ancient people. Their special abilities, they can brain scan, they can build their own weapons, I guess. Clouds in my house. You can fog the minds of others. Okay, fix my heart. You can heal a target. Killing technology. You can make machines, computers, and weapon malfunctions within 30 feet. Negation. You can. You and any adjacent ally are fearless. So quite a number of skills. So here we have pilots. And as you could probably guess, +2 dexterity. Must have a positive dexterity score. Amazing reflexes, repair specialists. 4-leaf clover. The best pilots can seem to have a permanent 4-leaf clover in their pocket. They gain +1 to luck. And so on. A pirate. Or swashbucklers. Pirates are trained to use swords and daggers. They have quick feet, extremely nimble. They have fencing ability. Wanted seems to be a detractor. Science officers. Always show the art here. Security directors. So it seems that they have, quite a bit of support and frontline type of character classes. So that really does play into a wide variety of different ways you might like to play the game. That's always a positive. That's cool. Technician. Yeah, so not every class has to be a combat class. Archaic weapons list. Modern armor. Adventure gear. Do they have the 10-foot pole? Just joking. So they don't actually. They do have flint and steel. That's kind of interesting. All right, but they don't have a 10-foot pole. Josh, need to make an addendum to that. Cybernetics, robotics, vehicles. Let's see, ship sizes. All right, so these are starships now. So there's apparently going to be a system of starships, and it looks like you can add modifications to your starships. So size 2 is starfighters. I'm gonna be really, really excited about this game if if you do make your custom, typical civilian upgrade. So yeah, you can upgrade your ship or possibly even create like a custom ship and everything. I am going to be stoked to play this game. This is going to be a lot of fun. All right, so the Golden Wasp. It's obviously very large size ships as well, size 4. The Sailbooter. Primary class ship used by many pirates and independent organizations, named for captains or organizations. Many pirates and independent groups of size 4, crew about 10 /185, 855. I'm not sure what that means yet. Hit points 100. Weapons, a laser, wind torpedoes. Can make a ramming attack. Has a tractor beam. Bayhold is 18. Black market cost 800,000. Very neat looking ship. Let's see what's good for smugglers. They seem to be going in order too of the character classes, so that might that's an interesting way to deal with it. Size 4 upgrades and costs 10 maximum repair. Space booty. So I guess things that you can, these are items that you can pick up along the way. All right, stat bonuses, weapons, so more weapons and armor. I mean, just absolutely huge, this book. So much information. Galaxy background, so now we're going to get into the the backstory of the Blackest Space. That'll be some nice reading. So each of the empires and different species that you will encounter. Other organizations, the Infinity Exchange, Probers of the Greys, benefits and hindrance table, monsters and adversaries. So you have your basics. You have some creatures, some space creatures that can be encountered here. Avrakan, brain worms. Just flipping through very quickly here. So let's see, we'll get to the near the end and see what we have here. An introductory mission. So from page 216 through potentially 233 or so, 234. I don't quite. This might just be pre-generated characters actually, looking through this here. And then once again, all of your charts. So here's adventure hooks. So you can generate adventures on the fly. So 100 adventure hooks. For writing adventures. And then your index. OGL. Here's a map of the system. They do have a character sheet on the inside, but it's also on the outside as well. So, just change this. So once again, looks like a really awesome book. You can get this on drive-through, most likely. I haven't double checked. I got it through Lulu. So it is on Lulu. You probably get it through drive-through as well. And I believe it just became available today or yesterday for purchase. I got it as pre-purchase, but you can get it. You can get it now. I got it as a Kickstarter, as a matter of fact. So you can get it now. Certainly the PDF and probably the softcover, fairly soon. So once again, thank you for joining. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. And if you haven't taken a look at other games by Bloat Games, it's one of my favorite companies out there. I highly recommend, every product that they have. I've done multiple videos previewing or reviewing their game system, and really top-notch stuff. So once again, be careful out there. Remember social distancing and all of those other, precautionary things that you can do. Been doing a lot of online gaming lately, and I'll have some other videos coming up very soon. I'm finally getting my voice back. I was losing my voice for a couple days, so some of my last couple of videos there probably sounded much more rough than I do right now. I got to probably try to save my voice for tomorrow because I have a game session to run through tomorrow as well. So once again, thanks for joining. Stay healthy. Keep on gaming. I look forward to seeing you on the gaming screen sometime soon. You all have a great afternoon.